What's up, everyone? We are live from inside of my van. Oh, stuff in my pockets. Mask, my keys. Ooh. All right. What's up, people? We hanging out tonight, my friends. We hanging out tonight. Conversation is out. Let's do it. Oh my gosh. So I didn't get time today to put a video together. Man, did I ever try though. I tried so hard to edit something. Oh, it feels good to get my shoes off. Things have been super busy. You guys ever get that? You know, you get that chance to kick your shoes off. You're like, oh my gosh, it's so good. Oh. I got my winter blanket out because it is getting colder. So I got my thicker blanket so we can stay a little bit warmer at night. And if you're wondering, I still haven't put the sheets on my bed yet. Still haven't. Still sleeping like a dirty, grimy dude. Like if I had a girlfriend in my life, she'd be like, "Ew, you sleeping on that?" Yeah, I am. Did I eat hash browns for dinner again? No, but that is a good idea. I only have enough hash browns in that bag for one more serving. I got to make myself another Costco trip and pick up more. I'm a giant fan of those. Flannel sheets with a high thread count. I do have flannel sheets. I highly doubt they're a high flood count. A high. You tell I'm in a flood zone right now. I doubt they're a high thread count. I bought them at like just a box store. They were $40. I don't think I've ever really experienced something with a high thread count before when it comes to sleeping stuff. I'm not that kind of a baller. Storm, thanks for joining YouTube memberships. Oh, never mind. It says you've been a member for 13. Sorry, it just popped up in front of me. It says you're a member for 13 months now. Wicked. That's cool. Usually when that little green thing pops up, it's usually lets me know that that someone new just joined. That's pretty cool. So yeah, guys, I got some confessions to make. I don't know if they're really confessions, but man, what a mess. I'm such a slob. Like a frying pan. I got a new frying pan. My other one is so many people were like, "Where'd you get the frying pan, Chrome?" I just got my frying pan at just a discount store we have out here. It's just they have like, I don't know what you want to call it, like overstock stuff. And so mine's been really scratched up and things are starting to stick to it. I'm not exactly easy on my cookware either. So I went and bought one. Another one. I seen them. I'm like, oh, great. Grabbed it. It's way. I haven't cooked on it yet. How did I get egg on it? I haven't even cooked. Was that egg? Probably butter. I haven't even cooked on it yet. It's brand new. It's already got. Anyway, it's too big. And I can't take it back. It's one of those discount sort of stores I can't take it back to. So I have a ginormous frying pan that does not fit in my drawer. I guess if I shaved the handle off and made it like a super stubby, it would fit. Whoo! Good idea. Good idea, Chrome. Sorry, I'm talking to myself technically. That is actually a really good idea. Kathy, thanks for the super chat. Yeah, I guess kind of like a liquidation store. So we have a store out here called Home Sense, which is like a discount. I don't know what to call it. So we have Winners and Home Sense. Both of them sell like overstock stuff they just kind of just sell things. So yeah, I don't know how you want to call those places. That's where I got that one. Russian Overlander, thank you for that. Chrome, you are a king. Kings don't poop in bags. Kings usually sit on thrones. Mine's a plastic one with a bag in it. That's my throne. Yeah, so Scott said got him in the States too. So yeah, I think there's all sorts of different names. I'm pretty sure this same company is called Marshalls in the US, I think. Something like that. I don't remember. Someone's mentioned it in my last live stream. Tell us your deepest, darkest secrets. So yeah, I mean, when I was naming this video, it's like I don't know if they're like deep confessions, but I'm stoked with my van life. It's got nothing to do with that. I'm just really feeling, I don't know how to explain this. I don't know. So now that we have the shop space, I'm this close to starting that ambulance, this close. But now that I have the shop space and I'm trying, because I know I asked you guys a long time ago before how you feel about me starting a second channel to do shop things on and keeping this channel just a vlog of my everydays. And so many people pushed back saying, don't do it. Don't start a second channel. But what's happening now is when I'm in there, I'm doing things that I don't want to film for here because they're just like, I don't really want to put that stuff on here. So what's been happening lately is I put in like 4 or 5 hours at the shop one day and film nothing, because I'm doing things, but I'm like, how do I share this on my van life channel when these things I'm doing in there currently have nothing to do with van life? It's got to do with my life, but not van life. So I'm going through a bit of a, like, I'm having a blast in that shop. I got the music cranked and I'm trying to get things all ready to go and get all my cabinets all organized. So I spent some time in there. I have one cabinet where you open up the door, and I didn't film any of this stuff. And it has got all of my bodywork stuff in there. So everything we need for sanding, grinding, POR 15 stuff. So I have completely like an auto body cabinet. You open up the doors and it is ready to rock and roll. So when Mark the paint guy, if I hire him to come out here and start working on the ambulance, he's gonna open up that cupboard and be like, "Oh heck yes, bro!" But those are things that I just haven't felt the need to put here because I'm literally spending, a majority of my daylight day in there doing stuff for me. And I don't know how to put this stuff on here. That's where the second channel would come in because I can throw anything shop related over there. Yeah, so it's been really kind of weird lately. That's why on my channel lately, you've been seeing a lot of dark videos. Me at night because I've been busy during the day doing other things that are shop related. So there's been a lot of nighttime videos, a lot of me like sleeping at night and quickly a video in the morning waking up, and that's it. Nothing during the day because I've been in there. But yeah, that ambulance build is definitely starting for damn sure. This is a breakup video? No, this is not a breakup video. Breakup video, come on. I'm breaking up with you guys. No, it's definitely not. Iron Wolf, thank you for that. It is van life. You help others. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Russian Overlander, thank you so much for the super chat. Anthony Marr, thank you. And you're welcome. Ron C's America. Hi, Chrome. You float? No, we're not floating. Even though there's lots of flooding here, we're not floating quite yet. Michael, thanks for the super chat. Love the sawdust package. Yep, that's classic Overland Interiors for sure. Andy's always, yeah, that's just who Andy is, 100%. So yeah, I've just been pondering the second channel very much more lately now, because I am such a fast-paced person, and I'm normally, since I started this YouTube channel over 4 years ago, I've been so used to just filming everything all day, everything. So I think what I'm feeling right now is just some confusion, because I'm normally used to just vlogging my whole day. And I've thrown out 2 videos since I've had the shop. So 2 videos that I've full blown made, and I sit down to edit it. I'm like, I don't want to share this because I don't feel like it fits my Van City van life thing. I don't want to start rocking my audience too much. You know what I mean? With content that's not this channel kind of content, you know? Most people don't want to sit there and watch me build a table for 5 hours. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think I'm just really feeling a bit kind of torn inside, because I want to film that stuff and share it with you guys, but I don't want to film it and upload it if it's going to disturb what we've got going on here. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just a bit of a battle right now. But to be honest, it has been extremely fun to not turn my camera on and just do things. I've never done that in my life. Well, since I started YouTube, I've never done that. My phone has been filming everything I've ever done. Like, I cook, camera on all the time. I see friends, camera on. But lately I've been at the shop and I feel it's been fun, but I feel like I'm missing something because I'm not filming and sharing it. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm cheating you guys a little bit because I'm not filming it and sharing it. Does that make sense? Is that weird to say that? But being a full-time YouTuber now for 4 years, I'm just so used to just filming content, filming everything. So the way I always looked at it is, if I film my absolute everyday, then you guys can get a serious feel on what van life really is like without any of the fluffy stuff. Sure, we do things that got the fluff in it and big fancy videos and stuff, but in reality, we just sometimes make everyday videos to show you guys what this is like. You know what I mean? This channel is not going to change. Still going to keep doing what I'm doing and what it has been this whole entire time. I just feel like there's other things going on in my life now that I don't know if I should share here. So I'm kind of just drawn. I know a lot of people are like, just share it all right here, share it all right here. But then the second I do like 3 shop videos in a row, we get bombarded with hatred from people saying, I don't like the way this channel is going. You know? So I've been very careful on what shop stuff to share. So all the shop videos you guys have seen, there has been 10 times more stuff gone on there than what you guys have seen on camera. I do have multiple GoPros, and that's a great idea. I actually have a head strap too. That's a super good idea. I love having that aspect. You know what I mean? That other second view, whether I'm wearing it on a chest strap and you can see my hands. On the note, hold on, guys. Mike Batista, that's a lie, just so you know. On the note of my shop, I've been reaching out to brands for kitting out the shop with power tools, because with an audience in front, let's back this up a little bit. A lot of people wonder how YouTubers buy all these crazy things. They're like, are these guys filthy, stinking rich? Are they making so much money on YouTube that they can afford all this stuff? Whoa. Pause for a minute. Every YouTube channel you see that's over 100,000 subscribers, a lot of the things that we gain in our lives, in our vans, in our worlds, a lot of stuff that we acquire, and I've been open with you guys across everything. Some YouTube channels don't tell you. I always tell you. If something's coming to me from a brand, I always tell you guys. So, like, we did a lot of things on my van that I got from brands. My whole roof rack system, except for the front 2 bars, all of it sponsored. from companies, including my solar setup, my rooftop carrier, my back set of roof bars, my side marker lights, all brands. My front winch on the front, all brands. That's how my van has come to be what it is today, is because of brands wanting to be featured on my channel. So as a YouTube creator, if I buy something, we'll use this. This is a bad example. But if I buy something and I start using it on my channel, this company by default gets free advertising. Free. Completely free. So as a YouTuber, we reach out to brands all the time. So I've been reaching out to brands to kit out my shop for power tools, because if I'm going to hold a tool in my hand in every video in there, why not see if I can team up with a company to have them kit my shop out without me flipping out $5,000 in power tools? You know what I'm saying? Because that's way out of what I'm going to pull off right now. There's no way I could pull off that, like doing a full kit out in the shop. So I've reached out to just about every major brand, and I've had a conversation with a few, and I have a big conversation with one brand at the end of this month that says, yes, Chrome, we are on board. We're going to kit your whole shop out. You know, I was driving and I pulled up the email. I'm like, Siri, read me the email. She reads me the email and I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? So yeah, my shop's going to be seeing some power tools pretty soon. I'm pretty stoked on it. That one should be pretty fun. From a really good brand too. I was stoked on that one because there's some smaller brands that were like, okay, we'll do it. But I'm like, I don't really want your tool. Or something you guys may not have known. There's only certain tool companies out there, like not that many. I think there's Black & Decker DeWalt makes like 7 other brands of tools, like Milwaukee, Rigid, and Ryobi, same company. You know, like there's only so many companies build all these, like Bosch has a whole series of stuff that I'm like looking at these things. I'm like, I didn't know that one company made all those products. It's pretty wild. But anyway, that's good news. It's going to be fun. As soon as that's done, probably first week of December, I would like to start pulling that ambulance apart, sanding it down, pulling the front clip off, and just getting that stuff all ready to go and fixed up. So there's rust on the bottom rockers and rust on the floor. So the floorboards and the bottom rocker of that ambulance need to be fixed. I think instead of getting somebody else to do it, I might attempt it myself. Me. I may go out and get myself a little MIG welder and learn how to do spot welds, because that's all it is when you're dealing with sheet metal, is just spot tacks all the way around so it doesn't get hot and warp up, and you just keep tacking it. Once it's fully tacked out, then you grind it all down, you're good to go. I might attempt to do the body work, like that kind of stuff, do the 2 rusted out bottom rockers and the floor pans myself. So the floors aren't as bad as my van was. It looks like a ton of surface rust. So what I might do is just get them sandblasted on the top to see what I'm dealing with. And it looks like there may only just be a few little patch holes. So if all I got to do is tack a patch piece in those places, I'm going to try it myself. What's the worst that can happen? I screw it up and then I end up calling Sander to come help me, or somebody else. You know what I mean? Like the Sander's the guy who did all the big rust repair on my van. But I'm going to try this one on my own. I mean, that's what I got the shop for, right? I might as well go pick myself up a used little welder and give it a shot, right? I know my chat's not moving at all right now. I know people are like, Chrome, don't do it, dude. Don't do it. I'm not looking at running like if it was talking about welding where I actually had to run a smooth bead so it's a perfect little line, different story. I'd call somebody that knows what they're talking about. But because it's what it is, and it's just going to be like little spot tacks, I think I'm pretty capable of doing that. I've watched Sander do all that work, and I think after watching him do that stuff for 8 or 9 days, I'm pretty sure I could screw it up myself. You know? Right? Maybe? I'd probably screw it up, but it's worth a shot anyway. And you know, if you look at it for my channel, it's an experience for all of us because I've never done that kind of stuff before. And that's the kind of stuff that I wanted to do in my shop, was to push me to a limit and learn things that I've never done before. And that could be a learning experience for all of you guys that are looking at doing some small bodywork repairs on your vans. And you're like, could I do this on my own? Chrome did it. Chrome's never done anything like that in his life. So I figured, well, just let me work on that as an experiment. So that's something I think I'm going to do. But that would be one of the first projects I would have to do, is take the top windows out, get them refiberglassed. They're not windows, they're like just the screen, just the lens for the what used to be the ambulance lights. But to do those things and then get that floor and bottom rockers dealt with before we start taking on the front outside of it, because that's the main part of it. Is like, that's the biggest part to take care of. After that, it's just pretty cosmetic stuff and sanding and body filler and new front clip. But yeah, I'm gonna try that one on my own, I think. You guys think I'm crazy? I haven't read the comments. Sorry, I've been too busy yapping here. Kim Jones, thank you so much for that. Some raw bones for Cruzy. He'd be stoked on that one. Thank you, Kim. Mike Rogers, thank you. I appreciate the love, man. That's awesome. I'm going to throw that money towards me buying a welder for the shop. I don't know anything about that stuff, but I do know, if you guys watched my rust repair videos on this thing, Sander was using a welder that he found on Craigslist for $500. I ended up buying the welder for him. So that was a part of our barter and trade payment for doing all that body work for me. Is I ended up just paying for that welder. But if I could find something like that for the shop, $500 for a little, I think it was a MIG welder like that too, I'm gonna jump on it. And that just plugged into a standard wall plug. It didn't need anything crazy for power. We actually just ran that welder in the bush off a generator. Valley Fever, thank you. Thank you for the $20 towards the welder fund. That's pretty sweet of you. Thanks. How's Cruzy doing? Cruz is in the front seat, passed out sleeping. He's doing really good. Oh, let me grab some water here. Hold on, guys. Hillary, thank you. Can we get some Chrome did it so I can too merch? Maybe. Chrome did it so I can too. Thanks for the super chat. Which Sirocco fan is quieter? Okay, that is actually a really good question. So right over here, you guys will see I have this Marine fan. This is called the Sirocco. So probably the greatest thing ever, man. When I first seen this thing, I'm like, I gotta have it. It's they're quiet. Plain, as simple as that. Where's the power switch on here? Oops. It's running off one of these switches. Oh, there it is. You guys hear that? Probably not. It's quiet. It's got 3 settings on it. So anyway, this one's the Sirocco 2, the non-brushless one. So they have 2 different ones. They have a brushless motor one, which is the one I have in the back of the van there by my bed. That one is very, very expensive. And then they have this one here. If you're going to choose to buy one, just go buy the one that you feel financially okay with. The regular cheaper one, which is like $150, I think, or something like that, is really good. The other one is just brushless. The only difference between the two is not noise, but the brushless motor one has one higher fan setting, so it'll move more air. I think their advertisement says 30% more air, and it is true. It does move more air on the brushless than the non-brushless. But does that make the non-brushless not worth it? No. Those Sirocco 2 fans are flipping amazing. Big fan. They're from a company in Ontario called My website, vancityvanlife.ca, has links to all the little things that are in my van. But yeah, to answer that question, there's no noise difference. But one does blow harder than the other. Sorry, guys, I'm not reading you guys' things here. Chrome, are you going to put your sheets on your bed anytime soon? Yeah. I need to wash this now, though. My mattress pad it's got super dirty. There you go. Done. I said that at the very beginning of this live stream. I'm like, this is going to come up, man. People are going to be like, bro, how many videos have you made where that thing there? Come on. Like any girl in my life, if I had one, would be like, that's disgusting. We're done. How dare you sleep without sheets? Okay, hold on. Can I please share? We gotta move here. Can you please share the brand of your socks you like? So, well, again, these ones here. If these are the ones you're talking about. So they have the thin ones and then the super thick ones. I bought these at Cabela's. They're called heat holders. They're at Cabela's. I'm sure Bass Pro Shops probably carries them too, but heat holders. These things are like a sweater. Look at that. It's like a sweater in there. It's so satisfying. Putting your feet in there is just amazing. Yeah, I don't know. I just found them at Cabela's. I bought myself one pair, fell in love with them, went back and bought like 5 more. They come in thin and thick. Amazing. And when you live in a van, sometimes like putting socks on before bed can really honestly make your van warmer. If that makes any sense. Because once your feet are cold at night, you're screwed. You're cold all night long. No matter what you do, you're going to be cold. So wearing nice big fuzzy socks to bed in the van allows you not to be able to run your heater. You and the dog can snuggle up under the covers. You're good to go. Chrome, any more upgrades for the Ford van coming? On this van, no. I have no plans to do any more upgrades on this van. Maybe a high output alternator, but other than that, this thing is kitted right out. My van has got all the toys possible. There is some changes I am making to this van though. We're putting in a floor at some point, and part of this cabinet needs to be repaired. This cabinet here, like these front faces were done at Overland Interiors to match this side, but this cabinet here has been in my van now for 3.5 years. And down by my water jug, the bottom has been taken on water, so it's becoming a bit brittle, meaning that this cabinet is now sitting a little bit lower because it's kind of all the parts, it's kind of breaking on the bottom. So that bottom board needs to be fixed. But I was talking to John at J5 because he's the one that built that cabinet. And if I redo my floor, we may just cut the bottom of this cabinet right out, lay down a whole new floor, and then rework the bottom of this cabinet. So what's happening now is, I'm going to move you guys. What's happening now is this board here, you can see it right there. It's kind of brittle. Oh yeah, push on it. It's like breaking. These jugs sit on this floor, but they sit kind of down a bit because this is just foam and these have kind of pushed into the foam. So what's happening is these are super snug in here. So if I redo this floor by adding an actual wood floor over top, so no more foam underneath here, just a wood floor with a planked fake wood, a vinyl floor over top of it, what would happen then is these bottles wouldn't fit back in this cabinet. So John at J5 had suggested that I redo this whole cabinet. So take this cupboard here and chop the cupboard right out. So this would be up to about there later, allowing us to put in a floor. These will still go over top of the floor, but I would lose probably a couple inches out of this cabinet just to kind of raise everything up and then redo this board with a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a plexiglass bottom, not plexiglass. Is that the word? Plastic bottom. So the bottom of this will be plastic instead of wood. That way the wood will just kind of set into the plastic. So if it ever does get wet again, it'll never wreck the board on the floor, that this will now last instead of being in this kind of a situation. But it's taken like 3.5 years for it to get this way, because what happens a lot too is these things end up sweating. And when you put cold water in here, your jugs just naturally sweat. So, and that's where a lot of the moisture comes from. That, and on the top here, there's these little pins. See how it's out? Sometimes when they're full and those things pop out and you're down the backcountry and the water's been sloshing back and forth, they just spit out of that hole. I've come back to my van many times and I'm like, where'd all this water come from? Yeah, those jugs. Do you know the number one reason why I cut live streams? Because I usually haven't drinking enough water. My mouth is just like, So I'm trying to drink enough water this time. Maybe we'll last on this live stream. I am so sorry, everybody, for not answering a lot of your questions. I've just been getting some good ones and going off on a tangent. Mr. Cruzy's up in the front seat. Hey, little buddy. Oh, look at you, Cruzy Bear. Hey, buddy. Want to wake up and say hi to everybody? No? Yeah, that's our boy. When were you born? I was born August 16th, 1974. So that would make me 47. Give or take. Tammy H, thanks for the super chat. You paid $5 to promote my Patreon. Thank you. Patreon rocks all the extra content. So yeah, Patreon gets kind of real-time updates on me sometimes. I've skipped the last little bit. I haven't been posting as much over the last week. I've still posted probably 5 times in the last week, maybe 4. But yeah, I usually post on there every day on what's going on with me. Oh, Mike Rogers, thank you. Oh, you're so generous today. I appreciate that. Oh, this is great. Young pup. He is my young pup. I'm super glad to have him at home here. What's my van's name? My van does not have a name. I just haven't felt the need to. I don't know. Naming it has never been my thing. Will I be carrying a bigger chainsaw? Will you be carrying a bigger chainsaw in your rig for the backcountry? No, I have my Makita chainsaw and it works just fine. It's a great chainsaw. My only complaint with it is because most chainsaws have that long handle back here, that big long one, right? You know, you got your trigger and it's got the big long one. So you got the top handle and then you got the back, this huge handle. I got the shorty because it was smaller, but the problem with the shorty is that you lose your leverage for when you like need to kind of pull it or push it, you know? That's my only complaint with it. But otherwise, no, my chainsaw works great. It's done me well with everything I've needed. It's chopped down a few little branches across the road and stuff, and yeah, it's great. No complaints with it whatsoever. Can't keep myself in the butt for like, you know, maybe wanting a different one. Well, I chose to buy that one and it works. Why get rid of a few $100 chainsaw just to buy another few $100 chainsaw? Weirdos Unite is the van's name. No, my van doesn't have a name. Hey, Badge, I see you're in here, buddy. How you doing? Does it bother you that you can't stand up in my van? No. If it did bother me, chances are I would have put a high top on here a long time ago. I love my low roof van. Love it. And I know that goes against the grain when it comes to some people with van life. I'm like, I love my low roof van. Absolutely love it. You know, I've been on some trails in the backcountry that just narrowed so narrow at the top that I'm like, if I had a high top, I'd have had to have backed up a long time ago. And even with the ambulance too, I've been on trails with this thing where I've been like driving going, if I had the ambulance, I wouldn't have been able to get up here because it's just the road, they just get narrow and it would just chew the side of that ambulance up because that ambulance is at least 2 feet wider than this van. But yeah, I do really enjoy having a low top. That is not a problem for me. Tanya, thank you. Chrome for Cruise, Grizzly Bear, coffee and treats. Oh, I really appreciate that. Barbara, thanks. Hey, Chrome, Flex Seal will help waterproof in that area. It comes in spray cans like paint does. So if you're talking about that board back here, yeah, we're John's gonna remake that board for me with a plexi bottom, like a, I don't know what that word is I'm looking for, with an actual plastic bottom that the board slides into in the top, so that way the wood never touches the floor. Yanni, thank you. Oh, sorry, Yvonne. I'm like Yanni. I'm like, there's a V in there. Yvonne. Yanni. Thank you so much for the super chat. Crizzy, people are giving you treats, buddy. Get in the van. Thank you for that. I owe you an apology. I had some negative thoughts and feelings over the shop purchase. I'm just renting the shop. I feel like you were selling out, but you never said you were a minimalist. That is correct. I've really enjoyed your success. Well, thank you. Thanks for being honest about that and throwing it out there publicly with a super chat. I really appreciate it. But I know a lot of people didn't really understand the shop thing at the beginning. I would never go back and pay rent, like to a home to sleep in. That, to me, that doesn't make sense. To me, to go backwards like that is just not who I am. I really enjoy van life. I enjoy being out here on the side of a city street. People ask me all the time, well, Chrome, now that you have a shop, why are you not sleeping in it? Because I don't want to. I am a van lifer, and this is what I like to do. If I have to leave the shop and drive 10 minutes or 20 minutes down the road to go to bed, so be it. You know, I would rather that and wake up somewhere out here awesome instead of waking up inside of a shop. It's just not really pretty exciting for me. But the whole shop idea would be just to build the ambulance out and then have a place to come back to work on my van. Like, it felt awesome the other day when I put all my lights on the front of my van. It felt good to have a place to do it, because normally in that case, because I don't always carry all these kind of tools in my van, I would then have to take my van to a shop, pay somebody to go do it, and then I'm out hundreds and hundreds of dollars to have somebody install something that I can do. You know, there's been a lot of things I've done on my van over the years that I could do. I just didn't have the place, nor did I have the tools, nor did I have the means of buying all those sheets of wood to bring it down somewhere, because I have no way to haul wood in this thing. Nothing fits through that narrowing back. Look how narrow that is between there and there. Like, I'm limited. So now having the shop space, now we got lots of room, and the shop is affordable. Like, I pay $900 a month for that shop, including electricity, heat, and internet. Right? Like, it's a no-brainer. That's 900 Canadian, which is like probably 500 US. It's extremely affordable, and it was a no-brainer to say yes. If that shop was like $1,500, there's no way I would have done it. That's not. I have no interest in putting that kind of money out. But at $900, I got friends that are paying $400 for a storage locker. So I have a useful storage locker. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. Oh, chat reloaded. I get chatting and then I miss all this stuff and the chats just go whipping by. Said lead. Can you run your diesel heater on while I drive? Sure you could, but it's kind of pointless because I have a heater in the front of my van. And because I have a heater in the front of my van, running this one back here is not really, doesn't make sense. And my van's not a diesel heater. Mine's a gasoline heater. It taps to my gasoline tank. Meet up on Vancouver Island. That's a possibility. I just been really busy lately, like busy here, busy. there's just been so much stuff going on. I feel like I'm getting torn in like so many different directions, and I don't know. We'll see. It's probably a good idea though. I love it when I do meetups. It's always hard to get me to that point to commit to a day, but every time I do it, it's always so worth it. You guys just like kind of like, to be cheesy, you guys electrify my life, man. Like when I get that chance to meet you guys in person, I get stoked. It's just so awesome to physically see the people that watch what I create or hang out like right here on a live stream are willing to watch my face. Come on, it's just this. You want to get a good look. Look, that's what you're working with. Hey, it's not so great. Missing some teeth. Flex sealed the ambulance and turned into a boat. That's funny. Whew. Someone deleted a message. I like these ones. Huh. Sorry, there's a bunch of deleted messages, but then there's nothing in them. one of my people are blocking messages, but they're all the same ones. I love it when I get to see some of my moderators blocking people's comments. I'm like, ooh, what kind of bad things did they say about me? Sometimes I enjoy the negativity, just to read the funny things that people say about me, because I don't care. There's people out there that don't like me. It's all good. Michael from Boston, man, how you doing? Did you stock up on toilet paper? No, I have one thing of toilet paper. This thing here. That's it. If this thing came in a 4-pack, I would have bought the 4-pack. No need to stock up. I don't poop that much. RC, the dog, is in the front seat, pass out sleeping. What jail did I get all my tats in? I didn't. These were all done in tattoo studios. This one was filmed on my channel. This entire arm was filmed on my channel. How long did it take, or how many subs did it take to get my first sponsor? I think my channel was around 20,000 subscribers when I got my very first channel sponsor, and that was Jackery. Jackery has been a sponsor of my channel since my channel was very small. They've been with me now on a paid monthly contract with me for over 3.5 years now. Yeah, we just kind of, our little team together just kind of worked out, and we've been together ever since. It's been great. Oh, thanks for bringing that up, by the way. I know I already did my Jackery video this month, but they have a sale coming up. So here's what it says from them. Chrome, can you put this in a video? What's the date today? They want this put into a video between November 22nd and the 26th. Is it 22nd? Hold on. It's 23rd. We're good. Oh my gosh. All right. So Jackery's got a sale coming up. They have a Black Friday sale. I'll let you guys read it. How's that? I'll let you guys read it, okay? Here, you guys can do it. Right there. Read it. Read it. Top line. Read it. It says Jackery's having a big sale up to $400 discount on all products site-wide for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. This sale is November 26th to the 29th this month. So big, huge sale. I will leave that link. Here, let me type that link in here right now. So yeah, the sponsor thing. I haven't taken on very many channel sponsors. I don't know how this is going to work. I'm going to screw this up. Never mind. I'll throw it in the thing afterwards. But yeah, I don't like taking on sponsors. I honestly don't. I hate interrupting videos. Like, you know, when you get today's video sponsored by, I can't stand that. When I watch other people's content, I'm like, no, I don't want to hear this. I don't care. You know, I understand because I am a YouTube creator. I understand that that's how we all make money. But there's a point on, do you really need it? Is it being greedy? Is it necessary? The only time on, hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Nice to see you up, bro. Are you even awake or are you sleepwalking? What's going down, homie? Hi, buddy. What, Cruzy? Hi. You gonna sit right there and hang out? Oh, they'd be okay with that. They'd be cool with that. Hey? Hey, buddy? That's all they want, bro. Like, I sit here and talk this whole time just so they can sit in here and talk with you. They're just like, I'm like your pre-show thing. Like your opening act. You're like the big star, and everybody knows it. I think you do too. I think you do too. Sorry. Cruzy made an appearance. The only time you'll ever see me taking on sponsors is like sponsors, like I mean, like today's a sponsored video, is if I need money for something or we're not doing well in a situation, right? Or someone's just willing to fork over a ton of cash and I can't say no. That's a different story. That's a completely different story. Because I've had some really huge offers, and that's the thing about YouTube. Like, that's why a lot of YouTubers are like, today's video is brought by this juice company. Today's video is brought by this wine company. Because those guys are flipping, and I know these other channels don't tell you this shit. Some of those people are paying $5,000 US for 60 seconds of my screen time. How do you say no to that? Like, how? I don't get those offers that big, but I've had offers that big from companies I would never put on my channel. But yeah, that's insane, right? So when you're watching like some of those other bigger YouTube channels that have way more subscribers than me, they're getting paid a fortune for that ad. So for some people, when you're only doing like a video a week or 2 videos a week, I understand why they're taking on those things, because it's hard to say no to, you know what I mean? But I'm not that greedy when it comes to that stuff. Otherwise, I'd be pumping them out all the time. There's enough of them offered. I'm not that person. Excuse me. Mary Jane, thanks for the super chat. Barefoot and Badass. I still love that name, by the way. Thank you for the super chat. Hey, where's the next tattoo? I have no idea. Been watching you for a while. Watch your channel. That's wicked. I have no idea where my next one's going to be or what it's going to be. I have no idea. Oh, Mike Rogers, you've been super sweet today, buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's super rad. Comments with Bueller. Is that Bueller? Yeah, comics with Bueller. Starting my van life journey next year. Wicked. Any advice for a bigger guy like myself? 6'5", 290. You're one tall dude. Yeah, no, I don't have any advice for you, man. At 6'5", you'll probably be sleeping lengthwise in your van, not widthwise across the back. But other than that, no, man, just enjoy it. I'm only 5'11", so I get the luxury of sleeping crossways. Kim, thanks for the super chat. A beer for Chrome and something yummy for Cruzy. Cruzy, hear that? She bought you a big dead fish. He likes dead fish. He does, for real. Al Sander, thank you. Oh my gosh, you guys. Sorry, I was babbling so much. I keep missing all these super chats. You're awesome, you guys. Holy, here's more. Am I missing more too? Sorry, guys. Van life veteran. Finally moving into my Ford Transit Connect. Wicked. Little micro campers are awesome. Oh, that's awesome, man. Thanks for the super chat. And I dig those micro campers, man. I've seen some really, really cool setups in those small micro campers. Rocco, thank you. Have a beer on me. Cheers from Chicago. I appreciate the love, man. So yeah, actually, a friend of mine, I met him at one of my gatherings. He's got a YouTube channel. Why am I drawing a blank? Static Camper Van. He lives in a little tiny little micro camper too. And it's just cool to see like how functional that little tiny baby space is. Karen, I'm 5'11". Am I in the flooding? No. No, the flooding is more so. Yeah, Vancouver Island's had some flooding, and the Vancouver area, surrounding areas had a little bit, but it's more tucked away out in the valley a bit, like outside of the Vancouver areas where all the flooding has been. Bo Taylor, thank you so much for that, man. I appreciate that. Sweet, converting a little SUV into a camper. Awesome. Do I use leveling blocks? No and yes. I don't care if I sleep on a hill. I don't care. I don't care. The hill could be this steep and my front of my van could be up here and I roll backwards and use that as my, feels like a hammock. If I'm on an upright hill, I just feel like I'm in a hammock. It's all good. The only thing is when you're on the side of a street, that's why the head of my bed is on the driver's side. Because when you sleep street side, streets naturally curve to the outside. So when it rains on the road, it runs to the gutters, runs down the road, and then the roads are sloped down so it goes down to the drains. But when you're in a van, if you put your head on the passenger side all the time, then you're always going to be head to the gutter all the time. You're going to have head rushes, and it's not going to be good. So usually if you're a city dweller like I am, like a lot of times, my bed's on the driver's side. So when I park on those hills, my head is always higher than my feet. But the only time I ever use a leveling block is if I'm in the backcountry. And I do have a set of leveling blocks. Sometimes in the backcountry, if I see a rock, I'll just grab a rock instead of unloading my leveling blocks. But other than that, that's it. And the only reason why I do them in the backcountry is sometimes you can get into some really gnarly parking spots, and that will just help to level it out a little bit. I don't care if my van's tippy-turvy. It's tippy-turvy. Is that a word? It doesn't affect my sleep or quality of life at all. You know, it's not a big deal. Shop needs a wood stove. I don't think they would appreciate me chopping a hole in the wall so I can get the exhaust thing out of it. On that note, I depending on how it works with height on the ambulance, but I've pondered on putting a wood stove in the ambulance. Not as a primary heat source because I don't think that's a great idea, but as a secondary heat source in the ambo because you got the space. And I'm also thinking with the ambulance too, because if I don't absolutely fall in love with it, I won't be keeping it. So I might keep it for a year after it's built, but I'll probably end up selling it down the line. That's the reason why I bought it, was to build it out for content and then sell it and then maybe start another project. But I'm thinking about the other owner, whoever buys it after me, because I want to make sure that thing has everything you could ever want out of an off-grid overland expedition van, whatever they want to use that ambulance for. I want to make sure it is equipped. So having dual heat sources is just a good idea if someone wants to spend more time in the backcountry without going through resources that they have to drive back to town to get, like propane or fuel for heating. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I seen that Forrest. He just installed one. Pretty cool idea. I don't know if I'd ever want one in a space this small, though. Have I seen the flare side for Econoline? Are you talking about those back shells for the cutaways because they don't make the Econoline anymore? Is that what you're talking about? I've never seen you talking about the little window pop-outs that'll make them a little bit wider. What do I use for internet? Cellular data. I use cellular data for all my internet. I'm actually streaming on cellular data right now. And in Canada, that's not cool because it's very expensive. We don't have unlimited data plans where you can use maximum speed unlimited. We have unlimited data plans, but you're only allowed to use like up to 100 gigs fast, and then it cuts you off. It cuts you down to like really bad, like cell phone service like from the 1990s. It's bad. Sherry, thank you. Oh, it's is it Thanksgiving? Your Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving coming up. Yeah. I know. Is it our thing? I miss those things all the time because I'm not a big family guy, so I miss those things all the time. James, thank you for the super chat. JP, thank you. You're going to order a turkey to the van on America. Oh, it's American Thanksgiving this week. Thank you for that one. Maybe that's a good idea. I'll celebrate. When is that for you guys? Yeah, it's bad. I don't even remember our own holidays here, let alone remember them from other countries too. I'm bad for that stuff, man. I would miss Christmas if it wasn't for my daughter. I would, 100%. Showers and campers are always too small. I also think showers and campers are a idea, unless you have a really big, tall one. I think a camper like mine, I would still like to put that in mind, an outdoor shower. Like maybe take one of my little cubbies in the back and convert that into a hot water on demand unit. So all I got to do is screw a hose to it, throw the hose in the creek. It pulls creek water up, runs it through the hot water on demand, and I can have myself a hot shower out of the back. I think that is a way better idea than putting a shower inside, because there's so many more places for you just to go shower in the outdoors. Because that's why I got into van life anyway, is the outdoor aspect. So if you're not willing to go out and stand buck naked in the bush and have a shower, then, well, then you can take up valuable living space to have a shower inside. I do know a lot of people that have big rigs. You know, like I know people that have great big ProMasters. Those things are big. The tall ones and long ones, they're big. Or the huge extended sprinters, high tops. Those things are huge inside. That makes sense. But in a cargo van or anything smaller, no. Not for me anyway. DM? Is that it? DM? Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and Cruzy. Hash browns and treats for you guys. Is it that bad? Am I really buying that many hash browns lately? This has come up many times in this live stream. Michelle, thank you. A cuddle from Australia for both of us. Appreciate that. Snuggles are always welcome. It's awesome. Whew. Whoa. We've been on here just about an hour now. Mike Rogers. Mike, thank you, bro. You can close your wallet, buddy. Oh, man, you've been so awesome with us today, Mike. Thanks. It's hard to say thank you for that stuff. Really, you guys, it's insane. It's as a YouTuber to see those things come up, it's so hard to say thank you because sometimes you feel like the word thank you is just not enough. What's up, Kevin? How you doing, buddy? Van Life Veteran, can we do a tour with you? Are you out here? If anybody, and I have so many people right now, I got so many people that I have to go film, and I started making a list today trying to like narrow this all down because they're all over the place. But yeah, man, if you're on Vancouver Island, because that's where I'm going to be for probably the next couple of weeks. If you're on Vancouver Island and you have a van you want filmed, I'm going to start taking some time over the next week and a half and try to get out there and film as many of them as I can. I also been thinking about doing, I don't know, because like sometimes for me, it's hard because I'm busy with making YouTube content and then I have all these little emails and people to run around. And what happens with me is I get confused in the emails. Like it gets to be too much in my head. And I'm like, I can't focus. I can't focus because all I do is make content and then try to organize a van tours. I start to lose my mind. So something I've pondered about doing is maybe picking a location and just announcing, if you guys have a van, I will be here on this day, bring it by and we'll film it, get them all done in one shot. That way I don't have to worry about emails, because if you've ever emailed me for a van tour, you know sometimes it takes me weeks, months for me to get back to you because there's so many. But I thought about doing that just to kind of streamline things. And that way, if people are available, then we'll just get together and film their van tours all in one day at one shot. Tim, thanks for the super chat. Absolutely nothing wrong with hash browns, especially those ones from Costco, those little sputters with like the bacon and the peppers and stuff already in them. So good. Do I sleep at the shop? No, I sleep in my van. I'm a van dweller, not a shop dweller. I'm so sorry, you guys. With just about 2,000 people in here, these chats go by so quick, and it seems like every time they go by, I'm missing more super chats. And I hold on. You guys are great. Elena. How can we subscribe and support monthly? Any advice for a potential nomad with chronic illness? I don't have any advice when it comes to chronic illness, because I don't know much about stuff, but I do know, like, take my friend Jeffrey Bear. He's got diabetes. His legs aren't very well. His mobility and running around and just, his ability to get out and get around is very much hindered because of his leg situation and his diabetes. So I look at Jeff's situation. Jeff's out there living his life, having fun in the front seat of his van and walking around the van, going into the back and enjoying time at home. But he can adventure and see things and take pictures and do all the things that we all want to go do, is see places. And he's got limitations in his scenario, but he's out there living his life. So no, I don't have any advice for that, but I think he would be a good person to ask. His channel is Jeffy Bear, Jaffie Bear. He'd be a good one to ask. And how can you subscribe and support monthly? YouTube memberships, which is the join button below, or Patreon. Patreon would be the better one. Just because I can share more content with there. They've given me more shareability. But yeah, Patreon. Places like that are great. Medieval 420, I need a van. Sorry, buddy. I can't help you. I only have mine. Oh, crap. I got the ambulance too, but that's not really a van, is it? Oh. Cruzy. Cruzy's got sticky stuff on his feet. You okay, buddy? We're going to have to take the knife out and get that off, bud. Looks like he stepped on like a tar, or like a tree sap. It's all the hair stuck between his paws. Poor guy. Did I get a new alternator? No, not yet. Do I have water access at the shop to refill my supply? Yes. The shop may not have a bathroom or anything fancy like that inside, but it does have running water and electricity and internet, but no toilet. So yeah, I do. I do have access to filling up my water there. It is well water at the shop, but the guys from the house said that they have a big filtration system on their well water stuff, so the water is extremely drinkable. It's not like it was bad water anyway, but it's got better flavor because it runs through a big filtration system over there. Thanks for the tip on that one, Woods Fanatic. Coconut oil will take that off his feet. Thanks for the tip. Because it's nasty when you get in there, start pulling that stuff off, and it rips all his hair out, and he hates it. He's done that before where he sat on, like, his butt is all stuck with, like, stuff he just picks up from the ground. I appreciate that tip. Why do I put maple syrup on my hash browns? Because I can. Because I like it. This is the easiest answer. Because I like it. Is it a Canadian thing? No. I know a lot of Canadians like, why do you do that? I just like my maple syrup. That's a Canadian thing. Murphy bed in the shop. Why? I have a home right here. It's crazy the amount of people that want me to move into the shop. I know. They're like, why are you sleeping in the shop? Why? When I have an amazing home that I can go put somewhere awesome. Like, I would rather sleep right here in the parking spot that I'm sitting in right now than to sleep inside or at the shop. Potato pancakes. Whoo! Haven't had that in a very long time. Vermont maple syrup. You know that Canada produces like 90% of the world's maple syrup? Well, not right here. It's actually over in Quebec. Quebec is like the biggest producer of maple syrup. Owen, thanks. Cruzy appreciates that one for sure. Travis, Shannon, Owen, and Jaden. That's quite the posse you got going on there. Cruzy. He doesn't care. He's just like, yeah, Dad. Mike Rogers says, why are my posts not on this? Mike, your posts are on there. I just read it. It's right there. Sometimes, if you guys notice, you guys make a comment and it doesn't show up for some weird reason, it just doesn't show. If you use too many emojis or too many like exclamation marks or stuff like that, YouTube will automatically hold that back thinking it's spam. So sometimes that does happen. So if you happen to make something and it doesn't show, that could be why. And we don't see that on our side. YouTube just automatically hides those ones. Iron Wolf, bacon and maple syrup. Now that, my friend, is a good combo. Comics with Bueller. Okay, fun question. I have yet to use my toilet bucket. Do you remember your first time? I absolutely do. And did you know this was okay? That's a good question. So that's the defining moment in anybody's van life. When you sit in your van for the very first time and experience all those brand new things, you start to question your life. When you wake up on the side of the road and you can hear people out your backside window and you get quiet. You just don't want anybody to know you're in here for some weird reason. I don't give a crap now. I'll do this with my door open. I don't give a crap. But at the beginning, you have that little hold backness. But the very first time you pull out that poo bucket and you do a number 2 in your van, let me tell you, you question everything. You're like, you sit there and you're doing it and your hands are on your face. You're just like, what did I do wrong? Where in my life did this go sideways that I am here inside of a barely insulated metal can with plastic cabinets? And my van was pretty shady back then. It was just like a regular van with nothing in it, really. I questioned my life at that point. I'm like, really? And then you start to, sorry to get detailed, but this is just a part of van life. And you smell it. And you're like, there's no windows to open. I didn't even have a roof fan back then, so I couldn't open up anything. So, oh, dude, that was the defining moment where I learned that, believe it or not, deep down inside, I was super excited to do that. Super excited. But I did question it. But I was super excited. Some about it was like, hey, I don't need to pay rent to do this anymore. It felt good, actually. But yeah, you will question who you are as a human being and what you screwed up in your life the very first time that happens to you. Full on the truth. I really like that question. So good. Yeah, but that's just a part of van life, you guys. I mean, and at the beginning, you will go through all those weird things. You will always feel awkward. You'll feel like people are staring at you when they're not. You'll feel like, you can, like, you be in the van, you'd be like, oh crap, did somebody hear that? You start to be like, opening up your cupboards and you're like, oh shit. Next time you learn to open it like this and you're shutting it like this so nobody hears. It's a weird thing that you do at the very beginning because you're got these uneasy feelings like someone's going to hear that you're in there outside and you're going to have a problem. Well, I've learned over 4 years living in this thing, street side or in the backcountry full-time, wherever I am, I've never had a problem. Now I will leave my side window open. That window will be open, lights on inside here, and people will walk by there going home or on their evening walk from their house, and I'm watching TV and that window is open. I don't care anymore. And honestly, guys, it does not make a difference at all. What I have found, it's different if you're squatting somewhere. If you're in one neighborhood day after day after day after day, that's going to be a problem. But because I know someone's going to walk by my van going, I think someone lives in that van. when they leave tomorrow to go to work, I ain't going to be there because I'm up early anyway. I'm down the road and they probably won't see my van back there for months. So, yeah. Do I like Mexican beer? On a hot day, I do. I do enjoy a light beer on a hot day. Otherwise, I'm not a big fan. All right. Someone's screaming for Cruzy. Trip to the front seat again. Hi, buddy. People are screaming for you, bro. He looks so tiny curled up in the front seat. Ah, that's our boy. That's our boy. Hey, Ruth, nice to see you on here. Ruth is that guy. I remember the first time in my van, I gave you a call. So Ruth was on my channel. I filmed her van years ago. And I remember the first time she pooped in a bag, she literally called me to tell me she pooped in a bag for the very first time. I'm glad I could be that person. Please don't ever email me. Don't send me pictures. Great. Now that I said it, you're gonna look what I did, Chrome. You guys are welcome to send me those video clips, though. If that were to ever happen and you want to send me a video clip, Chrome, going, hey, Chrome, I pooed in my van for the first time, by all means, send it to vantours@vancityvanlife.ca and I'll put that clip in a video. You bet I will. Comics with Bueller, another one here. Last question. You mentioned that you got sponsorships at 20,000 subs. That's what I'm at on my channel. How do you recommend looking for sponsors? Just email companies. Simple as that. If you want to work with people, you do the footwork, right? Otherwise, sponsors will slowly start coming out of the footwork, or is that the word? Coming out of the woods, the woodwork, the woods, whatever that saying is. Sponsors usually end up just coming out on their own whenever it sparks an interest. So I think what it is, like, I don't know what your channel is, but it just could be the type of channel it is. I know for van life, it is so popular that we get a ton of sponsors for van life related stuff. So depending on what your content is, what is relatable for advertising for people. But otherwise, if you want to work together with a brand, you do the footwork. It's like when I'm looking at kitting out my shop with tools. I have to do the footwork because I'm not going to just expect that Milwaukee's going to call me, because that ain't going to happen. So you got to reach out to all these companies. Like you got to email like Rigid Power Tools and be like, yo, I just bought a shop. I want you guys to kit it out. If you're interested in working together with me, let's talk. And they may not reply, or they might reply and be like, let's do it. You just got to find all the brands that you want to work with and just keep sending them emails. I do that when I want to buy things for my van. So when I want to buy, say, a Warren front winch, right? My front winch, you reach out to those companies, like, hey, look, I have a YouTube channel. I'm looking to buy your gear. Do you want to work together with my channel? And then a lot of times people will come back. People will email back, like, yeah, sure, we'd love to. That's what happened with me recently when I was reaching out to tool companies to get power tools for my shop. I had someone's like, yeah, let's do it. We are 100% in. So that's coming up soon. Super excited about that. Your mom, thanks for the super chat. Do you like Lynn Valley? Absolutely. It's nice up there. A lot of people asking about sponsorships. Do I like doing them? No. Not unless you're going to pay me a pretty penny and make it worthwhile. Because I care about you guys. I honestly do. I love my audience to pieces, all of you. And I don't want to be like, hey, it's another ad for, just like shoving ads down your throat. It's like I'm grabbing YouTube and going, open up, guys. Here's another sponsor. But that's what it's like. It's like, oh, hi, guys. Open up your mouth. I'm going to force feed you another sponsored video. I don't like to do that very often. So I got one sponsor on my channel, Jackery. How are the new spotlights on my hood? So far, I don't know. I've turned them on in parking lots. but I haven't been out in the backcountry since they've been installed. And the reason why I haven't been out in the backcountry is because of all of our flooding and stuff. It's been crazy, and I don't want to get out there and get into a bad situation. Today was a really nice day, and I thought about going out today. But starting tomorrow, we have another major weather system coming through, and it says we're getting huge rain, big winds, all that stuff. So during those times, you just stay out of the backcountry. I wouldn't have been worried about the rains, but the wind in the backcountry is a dangerous thing. And I don't want to get out somewhere and then have to cut like 500 trees down just to get out of that road a few days later. And or worse off, have my camp get crushed by fallen trees. So in those scenarios, I just stay out of it at that time. Things are really crazy out here in British Columbia right now. If you guys are wondering what's going on, just go Google floods in British Columbia and you'll see what's happening around us here. So I don't know what I'm doing lately. I might just go hunker down to the shop and start picking apart that ambulance. It's time, my friends. It's time to start pulling that thing apart. I'm really excited about it. So yeah, as soon as I get out in the backcountry, I'll actually get to see what these lights look like in the scenarios that I will be using them. To use them on a city street doesn't really give me, like what I want. When it's rainy, kind of foggy in the backcountry, really wet puddles and things are splashing around, that's where I want to see if those yellow or amber floodlights in the front cut through the way I want it to. So when I turn on all my amber lights right now, it is 5-10 times brighter than my light bar alone. Just those 4 amber lights, just like maybe the thing, it just looks different. It's amazing. Rain in Canada, who knew? Rain in British Columbia, who knew? Rain in this, all it does out here in the winter is rain. That's why it's so green out here. Black Dog Designs. Is that Sherry? Sherry. Welcome to the live stream, Sherry. Elena says, shout out to the mods who quickly remove comments. Yes. Thank you to all my moderators who come into my live streams and or on my regular videos and try to keep my comment section clean. I really appreciate all you guys. I seriously do. How is the Rolo hot chocolate? I have not tried it yet. So if you guys missed that video, I have Rolo flavored hot chocolate. What? And turtles. And after 8. There's more, but I left them at the shop. So there's I think there's Kit Kat in that one. And a few other ones. Coffee Crisp. Yeah, I don't know. I got them at Costco. Sorry, I got them at Dollar Store. So I got them at the dollar store, but I did notice that Costco has big boxes of those ones. So I got just a little skinny little box from the dollar store. There's only like a couple packs of each in there, but Costco has the big box. Are Vans my favorite sneaker? That's false. Converse, my friend. All day, every day. Converse. I've been wearing these Vans boots I bought recently, and I really like them. I got 2 pairs. I've got these ones here. They're like the Vans hikers, and these ones. They're really good. And in the wintertime, having something that's a bit faster to slip on. Like I have some hiking boots, and I really like them, but the I find with the hiking boots, it's a bit more of a process to tie them on. And when I don't really need like a thicker, hotter boot, like if I'm just running around the city, those Vans boots I bought recently are just amazing. It's pretty cool. Wow, man, there's a lot of people in here. Oh, Duncan Lewis, that's amazing. Almost a year later, and you're still happy in your Ford Econoline. That's wicked. I like my Ford Econoline. Do I get lonely? No. I like to talk, so I talk to myself. And I don't get lonely. All it takes, if you're lonely, is to go pull up to a parking lot somewhere, open your door, and sit on the side of your door while your doors are open and have coffee and say hi to people. Someone's going to be like, that's really cool. I'm like, well, thank you. They're like, do you live in there? I'm like, I do. They're like, really? And then they start talking to you about it. Yeah, I know I don't get lonely. I also am not a huge fan of people sometimes. Like right now is a point in time where I just don't want to be around anybody, you know? I just want to be by myself. And I get like this sometimes where I'll see friends for one day, and that one day is good enough. Now I can go be alone for a week and not need any more human interaction. I go through little phases sometimes where I just want to be around people, and then times where I just don't. And right now I just don't. Someone just said it was a hit. Where is it here? Mike Rogers says, "Oh my God, pay attention to your comments." What's going on in my comments? Am I missing something here? What's the best app for creating or splicing and editing videos? That I'm not sure of. My suggestion, though, is I did download and a couple of apps once because I needed to edit on my phone because my laptop broke. This a long time ago. So I ended up downloading 3 or 4 apps. Just try a few. You'll find one that just works for you. So you'll find some that are confusing. That might not be for you. Just move along to one until you find one that actually works. Yeah, Badger said it right. Mike, he answered Mike Rogers' comment. Mike Rogers, they pass so fast I can't keep up. And that's true. These things just go and I can't keep up. I just literally grab one and I roll with it. When you get like 2,000 people in here commenting, it is incredibly tough to keep up. But I try, you guys. I just grab a question and we keep going. Heater question. Did your heat? Oh, I lost it. See, it just reset. Now hundreds of messages buried it, I'm sure. Where'd it go? Not heater question. Did your heater have a funny smell the first? Yes, it did. So when you're running the diesel heaters, or I have a Webasto gasoline heater, anytime you run those things the very first time, you have all the stuff from manufacturing still inside that burn chamber and inside the machine. So a lot of times when you first fire those things, open the doors and let that thing run on high for a couple of hours and just burn off everything that's in it. That's normal. If it doesn't subside after a few hours and it's extremely like weird, then you might have a problem. But otherwise, because like when they manufacture those things, you have any like oils from hands or oils from tools or any kind of lube or anything that's inside those chambers from being handled, all those things will end up burning off. And plus all your exhaust pipes and stuff that run off those heaters, they've all been freshly manufactured. So all that stuff needs to be cooked off. So you will get a smell when you first run them. It's like anything else. Like when you buy a wood stove, you need to fire that wood stove and heat it up before you actually use it, or you're going to get smelled out. It's like that with any kind of a heat source. As far as I understand, anyway, at least that was my experience. Same thing with a buddy heater. It was funky the first time I used it too, when I used to have one. Mike Rogers, that's a good idea. Mike Rogers for moderator. Mike, you want to be a moderator? If you don't want to, Mike, I'm making you a moderator anyway. Add as moderator. There you go, Mike. I know you didn't ask, but now you got a wrench. If you don't want it, just let me know. So as a moderator, Mike, when you put your cursor over somebody's comment, you'll see 3 tiny little dots in the corner. Touch that little dot, you can go down and remove the comment from my channel. You can't remove people, but you can remove the comment from that video, and it just throws it into a compiled folder for me to go through. I never go through them. I just let it be. Iris, thank you. I really appreciate that. California Love, how you doing? Brent's van life. I ran into Scott from Scotland in Parksville yesterday in Parksville. I don't know who that is. You like fishing? I don't know yet. I bought a fishing rod when I first started my channel. I fished like maybe a half a dozen times. Man, I don't like it. It was never really my thing. But that was years ago. I've really been thinking about buying a fishing rod. This is a reoccurring question. Will I buy one? Maybe. How did I get my name? So I was born a different name, and I never really felt attached to my name. And years ago in my DJ career, vanlife with Gina, how you doing? Thank you. Earlier on in my DJ career, I was into lowriders big time, and that meant I was at the chrome shop so many times taking parts that I took off my car down to the chromer. I'm like, can you chrome this? He's like, okay. And then go pick up that little chrome little part, come back and put it on my car. And like, I take the rear end out of my car, take the whole rear end out of the chromer, the whole thing. Why not? Take my front suspension off, took the whole front suspension of the chromer. So it turned out that chrome was just kind of a reoccurring thing in my lowrider days. So I then became DJ Chrome. And then over the years, everybody just knew me as Chrome. So I'm like, you know what? Screw it. This is who I feel. I feel like I identify as Chrome. So I legally changed my name to Chrome. There's the story of how I became Chrome. It all started off with my lowrider days. I'm going to put you guys in the front seat and mute this because I have to piss. Hey, buddy. I gotta wash my hands, bud. Are you entertaining them? All right, we're good. You good, buddy? Okay. Sorry, guys. Reality of van life. Gotta pee. It is what it is. I feel way better. And yes, I wash my hands. Am I going to put Nerf bars on my van to protect it? No. Oh, excuse me. No, I'm not. This van won't be getting any more major upgrades like that. Like, that's a pretty substantial upgrade, and that's the kind of stuff that the ambulance will be getting. I'm just not going to be doing it on this one. Big C, why not just a small class C over a van? Because I don't want the parking problems. I don't want the restrictions. I don't want the limitations in the backcountry. And I also don't need that kind of space. That's a big unit. This is plenty big for me. Class C, that's giant. But the thing about a Class C is, like, you now break all parking bylaws in town. You're too tall, too wide for any city parking spot. You know what I mean? Like, Jeffy Bear used to have a Class C when I met him. He used to have to park on the other side of town and catch the bus to go to doctor's appointments because his rig was illegal to park in town. It's not for me. Yeah, it's not for me. Michael, welcome to the channel, man. Nice to have you here with us. Christmas get-together this year. I am still undecided. I don't know. So I don't know. I spend Christmas morning with my daughter, so if I do a gathering, it'll have to be in Vancouver. I just don't know where I'm going to hold it in Vancouver. You know, the spot that we've been doing it at pre-COVID, I'm not sure if we can do something like that down there again, and I wouldn't want to schedule it and then find out we can't do it, you know? So I don't know, man. I really miss those gatherings. I enjoyed my Christmas Eve gatherings. I may do a Christmas gathering, but maybe not like an all-night Christmas Eve one like we've done. We'll see. We'll see. I'm really undecided about that one. I mean, if my daughter lived on the island, I'd definitely do one out here. I know plenty of places we could have one out here. But as for over there, I'm really not sure. Stay tuned, though, because you never know. Hydraulics on the Ambo, lowrider style? Probably not. I would love to build out a lowrider van, though. I absolutely would love. That would really, like, I think that would fill my heart. Like, I'd be done. I'd be good. I'd be like, that's it. I've accomplished everything I needed in my life. I live in a van and have a lowrider van as well. Whoo! That'd be awesome. Are the floods affecting us? We do have gas restrictions, but so far things are doing just fine. The gas stations aren't going crazy. I've been to some places where they are going nuts, but for the most part, everywhere I've been has been pretty good. You know, sometimes the gas stations get busy in the afternoon, but you roll through in the morning and you're good to go. Ruth, thanks for the super chat. But yeah, so far things aren't like affecting us. Our grocery stores and stuff are getting wiped out pretty big, and I've just ignored it. I'm stocked up for food. I don't need anything. If I do need something, it'll just be small, simple little things. Yeah, man, Hunter Spokes and White Walls. Woo! I miss those days. Would you ever have step 2 with, I don't know what that means. Would I ever have step 2 with Steve Wallace? I don't know what step 2 means. What the heck are you using in your van? I noticed the Serato label in the background. Someone's a DJ, I see. So back here, so if you didn't know, I was a DJ my entire life. Yeah. Ooh. This is my DJ controller. This is what I do when I'm off camera and I keep my mind busy. I've been a nightclub DJ my entire life. I started when I was 19 years old, and I quit just before I started van life. I miss it. I miss the screaming clubs, and I miss the bass bouncing. I used to spin vinyl in the club when I started it, and I missed it when the dance floor used to bounce so hard that the needles used to skip on the turntables. So good. So this is the Pioneer DDJ 1000 SRT. Not bad. I used to have the DDJ SZ, but the problem with the SZ is it was right edge to edge in here, and I couldn't get to this fader without, I had to like tip my hand this way to get to the fader. So I'm like, you know what? I need something a little bit smaller. This isn't that much smaller, but it does at least give me room to get at things. But that's the only reason why I got rid of the SZ. Yeah, man. I've been a club DJ my whole life. Ugh. Maybe one day we'll figure out a way and I'll spin a set for you guys. Mackie speakers, or what kind? Are you talking about my studio monitors back there? Those are the Yamaha HS5s. And the ones I have in my shop are the Yamaha HS8s. Oh, Michelle, that's pretty wicked. Why don't you use more LED lights for brightness? Are you talking about like on here right now? I find that using LED lights for these videos they don't really make a huge difference. They're just like, sometimes the lighting seems okay. Do some weddings. Oh, heck no. No. I got into doing weddings when I very first moved into my van for a very short amount of time, and they sucked. I got into doing them because the paydays were really high, and it was one day. So at the beginning, because I quit my day job, I was like, well, if I did more wedding stuff, I'd get paid more and would have to DJ less. I could spend more time on YouTube. So I focused on doing wedding gigs at a golf club, and it sucked. I hated it. Weddings are the worst. No club DJ belongs at a wedding. It just doesn't. No. He actually, who said it? I'm actually stuck in BC. I'm not stuck in BC. I just prefer to be Tiesto Adagio for strings. Beautiful track. I just like the west coast of British Columbia in the winters. It's got probably the best winter in Canada. It may be wet, but it also gets very little snow. Now that I say that, I think this year we're going to get rocked. I have a funny feeling it's going to be one. We're due for a rough winter. It's been a long time since we've had like a real winter here. Like no, there's years we get zero snow, none, zip. We get maybe a snowfall in like February for 20 minutes and then done. But other than that, it's been pretty good, man. Like I have a funny feeling that this year that Mother Nature is going to say, yeah, here you guys go. You guys can have all of Canada snow, BC. Here you go. Pauline, thanks. I appreciate that. Did I ever learn how to play golf? No. It was never really a sport I got interested in. Binge watch all your videos in 3 to 4 months. You are a freaking rock star. I love it because I know a lot of people have joined this channel lately and I have no idea who I was when I first moved into the van. You know what I mean? They just see what they see now. A slob who's still yet to put his sheets on his bed. I've been sleeping on the mattress pad. Shut up. But yeah, a lot of people don't know that where we all came from, that my van was never really this pretty. It was just a regular van and I was just a broke dude. I love it that you went back and watched all. That's pretty awesome. Dude, Jude, thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's awesome. I'm glad I did a live stream today, you guys. I wasn't going to, but I'm like, you know what? I never edited a video, so let's stream it. Well, Lucas, appreciate that. All right. Oh, Gary, that's awesome. Almost through season 1. Season 1 and season 2, I decided to call year 1 and year 2 seasons. It's the movie of my life. Makes me feel cool. Season 1 and season 2 will get you guys caught up on who I was at the very beginning. Some of those videos are pretty cringy. I used to dye my hair, so things were very black at the time. I was never this gray before, though. That's 4 years. I was like about this gray before. Like just, but I used to dye my facial hair when I first started my channel. I always dyed my hair for years. And I just said, it's cool to be gray. And I stopped. Hey, what's up, Joseph? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, it was super nice to see Jeffy the other day, too, man. It was great. What's up, Jeffy Bear? See you in here, too, buddy. Oh, the weird posse. These comments are going by pretty quick, my friends. Yeah, hair dye is unnecessary, but it took me a few years to realize that. I just used to dye my hair all the time. And then there was some days where you just leave it in too long and then you're screwed. Then you look funny. If you can get it in the right amount of time and take it out, you can still kind of get it looking a little bit salt and peppery. But then some days, you just start, doing something else and you forget, oh, crap, I left it in. And then it's just black and then soaked into your, that was bad. Don't dye your hair, dude. Not a good idea. Bad idea. Jim Keener, thanks for the love, bro. I appreciate that. Happy Thanksgiving from Julian Jim down in Pittsburgh. Cruzy. He's not listening. I appreciate that, you guys. Thank you. I like how you put the wife's name first. Smart man. I used to be a city boy. When I first moved into my van, I was 100% city boy. You wouldn't catch me in the dirt whatsoever. Yeah, not at all. I like the gray hair, man. I am a big fan. Iggy, you are amazing, Iggy. Start prepping. Now that you have the shop, just in case, SHTF. Shit, it's the fan. AG, thank you so much for that. I appreciate the love. I was like, SHFTF, TF. I've never heard of that. Makes sense now. I have a stockpile of tequila at the shop and some 1 pound propane bottles at the shop. But I do actually have a snack cupboard. Things I couldn't do here. I went to Costco and I bought like big things of this and big things of that. So I open up the cupboard, it's like junk food. My inner fat kid's like, yes, the junk cupboard. You open up the door, my fat kid's like, yes. And then when I leave, I'm like, oh, that was a bad idea. So good. Yeah, I'm still rocking no sheets. See? Ta-da! Ow. What did I poke my finger on? That hurt. That really hurt. Look at it. I cut myself. You know what I think it was? I think I reached down here. I think it was this. I think I just caught one of the corners of these things here. Because that's just like a really hard plastic. That's the I'm not bleeding over there. That's that hypervent stuff. It's just a really hard plastic little woven spaghetti woven thing. It allows airflow underneath my mattress, man. I was like, what the heck? Yes, Dusty Cole, I'm okay. It's just a little prick on the fingers. It's okay. I'll survive. It's on that finger too. Sorry, guys. Just running my middle finger. Guys, look it. Mark, do more shop videos. We had a big discussion about that at the beginning of this live stream. On how I'm feeling drawn on putting too many shop videos on my channel. Do I have moonshine? Oh, a little bit of moonshine would be nice right now. But no, I don't have any moonshine. Yeah, man, I actually like the shop. So that was a comment from Chris. I'm not even going to pronounce the last name. I really enjoy having the shop too. But I know anytime you do a change on a channel where you start rocking what you've normally been doing or what people are used to, you get pushback. And that's standard for anything. You go to a restaurant, they change the menu. People that are regulars, they freak out. But they end up loving it in the end, you know? So it's the same thing now with the shop, is that I've rocked things a little bit. So I'm trying to take it easy on what I'm doing there. I'm pretty sure as we grow into the shop and as we grow into this whole new phase of adventure for us, that things will just start to work out. But right now I'm just trying to take it easy on the shop content because, man, I've been putting in hours and hours and hours at the shop trying to get things ready to go so they're perfect. So when I start working, we got it all. And I haven't filmed any of it. None of it. So none of it. There's a place in Canada called None of It. None of it? None of it? It's up in the territories, up in the top side where it's called None of It. Yeah, man, I really enjoy the shop. And I know a lot of the big people that have been in my world for a very long time. They're all like, this was bound to happen, bro. This was like 100% exactly what you needed in your life. And that's what I felt like when I came across the shop at the price the shop is at. It was just, everything was perfect. It was everything that I could ever have wanted out of all the times in the last year that I'm like, I wish I had a shop. Like, we wouldn't have been up there in the dirty desert doing all my body shop work, by my body repair up there with no cell service and, you know, worried about my dog's health because it was so hot and dusty and worried about me and all the stress that went on up there. I could have just did it in my own shop if I had one. So I think it's going to be a really good addition to us. Can I do a shop update video? Yes, I will do a shop update video. But yeah, I've been doing lots of things that aren't really visible, like to the eye, until you start opening up some of the cupboards, because that's where a lot of the work has gone into, making sure that things are organized and ready to go. Like I have a bodywork and paint cabinet that's like, boom, it's set up. I have a few more cabinets to organize still, but I've been really, really enjoying it. Can I do a sticker Can I do a sticker with Angel, Disco, you, and Cruz? Maybe I might re-release a Disco sticker in February. So Disco passed away February 13th. It's my last bulldog, if anybody's asking. This tattoo, he passed away at 2:35 a.m. That's what that is for everybody who has asked me all the time. That's his time of death. This is his hand. So I may do another sticker for him, releasing it in February. I'm not going to redesign a new one. I'm just going to release the old one. You know, I know there's a lot of people that have been around my channel for a while that really miss that little fat head. So, you know, maybe I might release them this year. Maybe I'll do it in like a little cruise sticker pack with the little Disco sticker in it or something. We'll see. You have a girlfriend? No, I do not. Do I want one? No. Pretty stern on that one. No. No, I'm born and bred, man. I'm a single man. I do me very well. Put it that way. I do me very well. And I don't do relationships well. I don't play well with others. Want to put it that way. Yeah, I just do me very well. I'm very happy when I'm in solitude. So Badge is answering somebody. Tim Middle, he won't do a 4x4 on his van. So I'm guessing somebody asked me about a 4x4. I missed that one. It's easier to catch my moderators because their names are a different color, so they're easier to catch. My van's got the small 4.6 liter motor, and because it's got the smaller engine in it, it doesn't have the torque it needs. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the power a 4x4 would require. I think doing a 4x4 conversion with the small 4.6 engine would just be a waste of 4x4 conversion. You know what I mean? River Sticks Van Life, thank you. What's up, weirdo? Jeffrey Burgess said Discord was not much of a humper. What? Jeffrey, what? I used to have a Discord. I put up a Discord chat room once. One of my subscribers moderated the whole thing, and it was just a childish place for people to complain and talk smack to each other, so I pulled it. I didn't want that to be the negative thing on my channel. You know what I mean? I want my channel to be a positive place where things are positive, or they're inspiring, where our community just helps out each other and uplifts each other. Discord ended up, because when, you know, my moderator wasn't around, people would just like shit talk all day, and I was like, nope. We just shut her down. I have no time for that myself, let alone, you know. So what had happened was someone had emailed me and said, Chrome, I went into your Discord today hoping to get some help with something, you know, because your channel is so inspiring, and the people in your comments have just been really, really nice with things I've had. And I thought your Discord could be a great way to chat live with your community. And I get in there and people were saying this and people were saying that. And then I asked a question and someone told me I was stupid, and they literally just broke this person down. I was like, oh, heck no. So without having 100% control in there, it was just a place for people to bash, and I was not having a part of it. So I ended up pulling it. Yeah, the 4.6 definitely struggles to move. So my van is 8,500. My van is 8,500. I think it's 8,580 pounds or something like that right now. I can't remember. I weighed it. My van used to be at the limit, 8,600, but we ended up reducing a bunch of weight in here. But yeah, this engine's been solid. Just once you get this whole conversion in here and the bigger tires and the weight of the front winch and all that stuff on the roof, it struggles. It hurts. Put it that way. Like my engine's like, okay, bro, lose some weight. But it's been a really good engine. This 4.6 liter in my Ford, this is a Ford E250, has been a champ. 4 years, and it's never had to be opened. Put it that way. We've had to replace a few things. Like there's been like a belt tensioner pulley that I just recently did. We did a spark plug coil. I broke some leaf springs, but I broke them. I was just too much. I was beating on it, and I broke a leaf spring, and just brakes and calipers, little things like that are just normal. But I don't think there's anything else mechanical. Nothing. Just like brakes and things, and I don't consider that to be mechanical. Mechanical is actually underneath my hood. Like it's never needed. It's never broken an alternator, a water pump, or anything like that. Nothing yet. No starter. It's still the same one. Yeah, this thing's been really good, man. Pretty impressed with it. Oh, I like block comments. So I love when my moderator blocks a comment. I'm like, oh, that's a good comment. Smokey DeVan, you have a 5.4. At least that one's got some balls to it. You know what I mean? Like if mine had the 5.4, I would have done a 4x4 conversion instead of doing the Welltec lift kit. So on that note, that Welltec lift kit I have is amazing. And the Welltec lift kit actually makes me wonder if a 4x4 conversion is even worth it. Like it's seriously been that good. Mind you, I've never, experienced a van like mine out there in the bush in a 4x4. I have a 4x4 ambulance, but I haven't taken it out in the bush yet. Maybe I should do that. We'll take it out for the day and we'll just go rip it up in the bush and see what kind of trouble we can get into. Lewis, is my transmission slipping? That's a good question. My transmission on my van has been slipping for 3 years. 3 years. It started to slip sometimes I get it when I'm going up a hill, and once in a while you get it. It just goes, it just slips once and then it never slips again. And then sometimes I'll be going somewhere around a corner and then the engine will slip randomly. But it only slips on hills and not all the time. Sometimes it won't slip forever. And yes, I've changed the filters inside of my transmission. I've done transmission flushes, everything like that, but still the same. And I've even put in that Lucas stuff and still the same. Does the same thing. So that 1 year I traveled coast to coast in Canada. It only slipped here in BC and on the occasional mountain in Cape Breton. That's it. It never slipped at all in between. The whole time I was gone. It's been really good. So kilometers on my van are 300,000. It's over 300,000. I bought my van and it was at 165,000. I think we're at like 310,000 right now, I think. Yeah. So yeah, it was 165 when I bought it 4 years ago. Ever been mudding? Not in this van. Nope, not a van. Mudding would be like literally taking your van, chucking it in a 4x4 trail full of mud. That would be mudding. So no, I haven't. Not on this thing. And I would never do that with this thing. Never. Because it's my home, I would never put this thing in a scenario that I would damage it. Like, sure, I would put myself in some gnarly situations, but to full on send it in a giant puddle and have a risk of water getting inside? No. Am I going to Ontario? Maybe next year. I don't know what I'm doing next year for travel. I do know now that we have the shop, I want to get everything ready to go because I want to leave early this year. I never had that option last year. This coming year, I want to leave early. I want to leave January, February, March, April. Let's say April. I want to leave in April this year and be gone April, May, June, July, August, September, and come back a little early October. So maybe go 6 months this year. Come back for October, November, December, January. 6 months. So I'd like to leave earlier though this year. The reason for leaving earlier is you get to avoid summer people. And that's the worst, man. When you're traveling and you hit all these really beautiful areas and they're packed full of people, the second school gets out, summer travels are the worst after that point. And not unless you go way out there, stay in the backcountry, stay away from towns. It just gets really busy. So, yeah, this year I don't know where we're going, man. I think because we really didn't get any chance to travel this year. We went to Ontario and we tried to go to Saskatchewan and I busted a U-turn. I might forget this. Yeah. I don't know what we're doing this year. I don't know if we're going to go up to the Yukon, Northwest Territories. Huh. Who knows? Maybe go to Alaska. Maybe. Man, I haven't been reading any of you guys' messages. Sorry, guys. I've just been yapping. Did you get a new locker? No. That I should inquire about too here. Is about getting a new locker put back in this thing. So if I go to Alaska, if I do, then everybody can stop asking me, have I been to the U.S. in my van? Everybody's like, that's not the same, Chrome. It kind of is. It's kind of the USA. Justin and Christina, thanks for coming here, guys. I appreciate it. Have a good night, you two. You three. There's a baby now. It's probably not a baby anymore. How old's your kid? Like 10? My gosh. Did I fix my side door lock? This one? Yes. The one on my side door? Yes, I did. If this is the one you're talking about here. Yeah. I went to Lordco and I bought myself a dual lock set and I put one in my driver's door, one in this side door. So I originally had a screwed up driver's door. That's when I bought the 2 lock kit from Lordco Auto Parts. And I bought the 2 lock kit, put one in that door. And then when this side door broke, took me a bit of time because I had to take everything off the bottom of the door to get to it. But I did that when I was out at Tyro Coatings because my van was stationary there for 3 weeks. So I had time to do all those little tiny baby projects. Felt really good. Bye, Dora. Thanks for coming. Anyway, guys, I think it's maybe time for me to go too. We're just on 2 hours on this stream. Lately, I haven't been able to break the 2-hour point. I definitely talk longer if I could, but it gets, so you feel it in here. Oh my gosh. It was nice talking with you guys tonight. Really glad we had this chance to just kind of sit down and chit chat and, yeah, just talk and confess. Is that what that's called? Maybe I used the wrong word when I titled this video. Oh my gosh. Anyway, you guys, I love you guys to pieces. I seriously, honestly do. I think about all of you every damn day. And I don't know what I have for content on my thing. I don't even know if we're in real time or if I even have a video for tomorrow. Like, I've been tinkering around doing stuff at the shop and not filming it lately. It's kind of left me with no videos here. So maybe I don't know. Maybe I have something on my phone. If not, tomorrow will probably be a van tour or something like that. And then I'll film some stuff tomorrow for you. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And sorry to all you guys that I missed all your questions and comments and love and stuff. Things move by really fast when you get this many people on a stream. Insanity. All right, you guys, take care of yourselves. Thanks to everybody who gave us super chats tonight. Thanks to everybody who gave us love tonight. And thanks to everybody who supports us on YouTube memberships and Patreon. We out of here. Work hard, stay humble, and stay weird. Peace out. See ya. Are we done?